Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Was doing some research on social media today for a video I was planning on doing later regarding Season 4 for Lucha Underground, when I came across this very, very interesting article. And then I started finding other articles and did a little more research. This is really something. So I'm gonna kind of tie all this together. Initially, the article I found was from ProWrestlingSheet.com, and then I started finding a press release. Found stuff on Squared Sirens, PW Insider, and a few other various social media wrestling news sites. So, alright, spit it out. Konnan, that's right, Impact's Konnan, formerly of Lucha Underground and formerly of WCW, K-Dog, yeah, that Konnan has been announced as a head writer for a new Lucha Libre pilot. And also, ex-Impact producers are involved. I'm going to read a portion of this. Aro Media. That name may sound familiar to you guys. Remember when TNA was going through the whole who's going to buy the company deal over the course of the last couple years? Yeah, that Arlux. Arlux Media, a company who were once in talks to purchase Impact, are jumping back into the wrestling world, this time with their own Lucha Libre pilot written by Konnan. That's really interesting, because Konnan's got his hand in a lot of different things right now. He's got his own Crash Lucha promotion, that's down in Mexico. He's part of Impact, and his company has got a talent exchange thing going on with Impact. And now he's doing this. I don't even understand how that's possible. I suppose it depends on what kind of contract he has with who. But that's just wild. I'm very curious as to how all this is going to happen. So this is a new Lucha Libre family-friendly promotion. They're going to be doing they're going to be shooting a pilot down in Nashville, Tennessee, in about a month or so. And former TNA guys, Ron and Don Harris, are also involved in this. The Harris brothers. Another part of the release says, Aro Lucha is a high-energy, family-friendly Lucha Libre promotion based in the United States. Its principals have produced over 200 hours of network television, specifically in the professional wrestling arena. They are focused on bringing authentic stars, characters, and storylines to their fans through live events, social media, and digital content. This is wild. And then as I was doing research, found this. research on this, I found the press release, and that's part of the press release. This press release also goes on to talk a little more about Konnan, but we know what Konnan's done. Found their social medias, and then I also, in the process of finding their social medias, found this article through squaredsirens.com about a girl named Lacey Lane debuting for Aro Lucha, and apparently she was supposed to be with NXT earlier this year, but NXT withdrew their contract. So in the midst of reading this article, found some other stuff about some other names who are going to be tied with this show. One of them is being Mr. 450, who's big on the independent scene. He's been around for several years. He was, if you're not real familiar with him, you might remember he was a backup substitute for WWE Network's Cruiserweight Classic. There was like 4 of them that were brought in. He was one of them. He also was in 1 or 2 of the episodes of 205 Live. I think some of the first ones, I think. I could be wrong. So I don't know if those were tryouts or what, but nonetheless. So he's been in a few episodes of NXT as well. Brought in as a, I don't know what you call it, you know. But he's wrestled, you know, with WWE on and off for a few different matches over the course of the last couple of years. So there's that name, and there's a few other names I'm not real familiar with. But they also list Jack Evans. Jack Evans, who has spent the last 3 seasons on Lucha Underground. Now, with the announcement that the announcement of Lucha Underground Season 4, which I'm going to get to another video later, when the Season 4 was announced, and several people involved with Lucha Underground stated their enjoyment, excitement, support, whatever you want to call it, Jack Evans chimed in. I don't remember who he was responding to. He responded to someone else who's on the show on Twitter and said something to the effect of, "I won't be involved. I was only signed up for 3 seasons." So now with the with this Aro Lucha show trying to get off the ground, you know, I don't know if they're going to try to get him under some kind of contract. I also don't know if Lucha Underground is going to try to contact Jack Evans again and see if he wants to be a part of Season 4. And be part of the Worldwide Underground, you know. Now, he was injured through a good part of Season 3. Didn't get super physical until, like, the finale, because he had his jaw wired shut from an injury. When he screamed in the season finale, oh, that was hilarious. That was great. That was great to hear Jack again. So yeah, this is all very interesting. A new Lucha Libre show, Aro Lucha, with Konnan for a writer, and other independent wrestling stars being tied to it already, out of Nashville, Tennessee. That's going to be taping about a month from now, middle of December. Trying to see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see who they all get for this show. Obviously, if they're going to try to get TV time, they're going to try to get some big names. And if Konnan's doing the writing, and he's got ties to a lot of different people. Now, like one article I read here said, well, you know, the Crash is tied with Impact, and AAA is also tied in with Impact. CMLL is tied in with Ring of Honor and New Japan. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I'm not saying that all wrestling stars south of the border or Lucha Libre style are with those companies. There's a lot of other independent wrestlers who you can get for this. But who is not under a specific contract and who's going to be available is going to be very interesting. So I got a feeling there might be a tug of war here. Now, this is just speculation. If there isn't, there isn't, and I'm not trying to start crap. It's just, this whole thing is just very interesting, and I'm wondering if there's going to be a tug of war to see who Lucha Underground can bring back for Season 4. And I know there were some disgruntled people, and to see who Konnan and Arlux and the Harris brothers are going to try to get for this new Aro Lucha show. I'm going to be following this very closely. I'm really curious to see how this is going to go. Of course, you know I'm a Lucha Underground fan. But I'm also very curious to see how this family-friendly, which is being family-friendly is supposed to set it apart from other things. You know, if it's a, you know, the PG version of a Lucha Libre show, whereas Lucha Underground is more geared towards adults. You know, you've got guys getting killed, heads getting punched through walls, and you know, Dario gets shot at the season finale. So it's not exactly for kids. Teenagers probably, but not little kids. You know, whereas most of the WWE product is for geared in the direction of kids. So yeah. I'll be following this very closely. It's interesting to see Konnan tied to this, considering he's, you know, I don't know who has what kind of contract where. All I know is that he has his own Crash, Lucha Libre company, and he's also on Impact. So that right there is like, is that a conflict? I don't know. But like I said, I'm going to be following this stuff very closely. Give me your thoughts on this. But yeah, if you're curious to see what this is all about, they're called Aro Lucha, A-R-O Lucha. That's the new show that's supposed to be coming out soon. I don't know where, I don't know when, but the pilot is supposed to be taped a month from now down in Nashville, Tennessee. So like I said, I'll be following this closely. Give me your thoughts on this. Are you curious about this? You know, I know I am. So keep it right here for more on this very interesting development for a new Lucha Libre family-friendly show coming soon. Thank you for watching. We're on the road to 400 subs. So if you like the content, give the video a like, give the channel a sub, and ring that bell for notifications. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching.